If you pull out a calculator right now and try to divide any number by 0, the screen will flash an error message. In grade school math, our teachers warned us that dividing by 0 was a mathematical impossibility. It breaks the rules of arithmetic and causes the entire equation to collapse. But in the quiet, sophisticated circles of wealth building, dividing by 0 is not an error at all. It is actually the ultimate financial goal. We are taught our whole lives to put our money into a safe place and wait 40 years for a modest 7% return. The conventional wisdom says that wealth requires patience and a massive pile of savings. But the most successful investors play an entirely different mathematical game. They use a concept called infinite returns, which fundamentally rewrites how money compounds over time. Once you understand the mechanics of this hidden equation, the traditional advice of just saving a little bit from every paycheck starts to look incredibly inefficient. The real secret lies in how you treat your initial investment. Chapter 1. The Return on Investment Trap. When we first start learning about personal finance, we are introduced to the classic return on investment formula. You take the profit you made, divide it by the money you put in, and that gives you a percentage. If you invest $10,000 and make $1,000 in profit, you have a 10% return. This formula makes logical sense, so we spend our lives trying to find investments that bump that percentage up a few points. But there is a massive flaw in this traditional model that goes completely unnoticed. The traditional formula assumes that your $10,000 must stay locked inside the investment forever to keep generating that return. Your capital is trapped behind glass. Every time you want to buy a new income stream, you have to work hard, save up another $10,000, and start the painful process all over again. This requires an endless supply of fresh savings. But what if you did not have to leave your money trapped to keep getting the returns? Chapter 2. The Velocity of Money. This brings us to a surprisingly elegant concept called the velocity of money. In the traditional financial world, money is treated like a delicate seed that you plant in the ground and leave alone for decades. The wealthy treat money entirely differently. They view their capital as an employee that goes into a business, does a very specific job, and then needs to be reassigned to a new task as quickly as possible. The goal is to move the same dollars through multiple investments at the same time. Instead of waiting 30 years to see your capital grow, you focus on getting your original money back into your pocket as fast as you safely can. This is often called capital recycling. The brilliance of this approach is that it severs the link between how much money you can save and how much wealth you can build. You stop relying on your paycheck to fund your future because you are using the exact same pool of dollars over and over again. The question is how you actually pull this off. Chapter 3. The $0 Denominator. The magic happens when you successfully retrieve your initial investment while keeping complete ownership of the asset. Imagine you buy a small neighborhood laundromat that needs some serious repairs. You clean it up, fix the broken machines, and suddenly it's generating significantly more monthly profit. Because the business is now worth much more, you can go to a bank and take out a small loan against that new higher value. The bank hands you cash, and you use that cash to completely pay yourself back for your initial investment. Here's where the math gets genuinely fascinating. You still own the laundromat. It is still paying you a profit every single month after the new loan is covered. But the amount of your own money left in the deal is precisely 0. Let us return to that formula from earlier. You take your monthly profit and divide it by your invested capital. But your invested capital is now 0. Any positive number divided by 0 is mathematically infinite. You have achieved an infinite return. Chapter 4. The Refinance Reality. Achieving an infinite return might sound like a theoretical loophole, but it happens in local neighborhoods and small businesses every single day. People apply this exact math to rental properties through a well-documented process of buying, renovating, renting, and refinancing. When you improve the value of a property, the bank is more than happy to lend against the new appraisal. The key detail is that the borrowed money you pull out is not considered income by the government, which means it's entirely tax-free. You get your original cash back without losing a cent to the tax authorities. At this stage, many people worry about the risk of taking on new debt, but the debt is not being paid by your salary. The debt is being paid entirely by the tenants who rent the property or the customers who use the business. You have successfully isolated yourself from the expense. Your initial money is sitting safely in your bank account, but you are still collecting a check every month from an asset you effectively got for free. Chapter 5. The Snowball Effect. Once you have your original capital back in your hands, you arrive at the most exciting part of this entire mathematical model. You take that same exact money and you buy a second asset. You repeat the process of improving the value, establishing a steady stream of income, and refinancing to pull your money back out again. Now you own two assets. Both are paying you every month, and you still have your original seed money waiting to be deployed a third time. This creates a compounding snowball effect that traditional savings methods simply cannot match. If you rely on your salary to buy investments, you will eventually run out of savings. But if you rely on the velocity of money, your purchasing power becomes practically limitless. You are duplicating your wealth using a single recycled pool of capital. It feels almost unfair once you understand the mechanics. However, moving this quickly requires a very specific safety net, and missing this next crucial variable is where amateurs end up losing everything they have built. Chapter 6. Risk and the Cash Flow Cushion. The biggest trap people fall into when trying to recycle their capital is focusing entirely on the shiny new appraisal value and forgetting about the daily reality of the asset. The secret safety net of this entire strategy is pure cash flow. When you pull your money out through a loan, your monthly expenses naturally increase because you now have a new payment to make to the bank. If your rental property or small business does not generate enough regular, dependable income to cover that new payment, the entire system collapses under its own weight. The wealthy don't speculate on whether the market will go up or down next year. They only care whether the monthly income comfortably exceeds the monthly expenses. This excess cash flow acts as a heavy cushion against economic shocks. If the housing market crashes tomorrow, the value of the property might temporarily drop, but as long as the rental income continues to cover the debt, you never have to sell at a loss. Your infinite return remains perfectly protected. Chapter 7. The Mindset Shift. Adopting this mathematical approach requires completely letting go of the financial lessons we were taught in school. We have to stop viewing debt strictly as a burden and learn to recognize it as a tool that can unlock trapped capital. We have to stop measuring our success by how much money is sitting idle in a savings account and start measuring it by how fast our dollars are moving and working for us. The goal is no longer to slowly build a giant mountain of money over 40 years of frugal living. The goal is to build a self-sustaining system of infinite loops, where a single dollar can buy 3, 4, or 5 different assets over its lifetime. When you truly grasp the power of the $0 denominator, you stop trading your limited time for money. Instead, you design intelligent systems where your money endlessly clones itself. The rules of arithmetic might say that dividing by 0 is impossible, but in the real world, it's the exact equation that buys back your freedom.